Hello world, this is JWP, J Ward Primo Beats, coming to you live from my bedroom. Check out my website, jwpsite.com, for my latest news and updates, public offerings, and social links. If you'd like to help support what I do, check out my Patreon, JWP Patreon, that's with 2 P's. There's exclusive content there for making your own audio plugins and synth edits, or my GoFundMe, JWP Fund. If you're watching this on YouTube, a like, comment, and or subscribe are appreciated. I'll be continuing along, remixing, remastering my older beats in FL Studio. When last I left off, I finished retuning my kick drum as it was in the wrong place, I do believe. It wasn't in the wrong place. I don't think it was tuned at all, in fact. And I require knowing the tuning so that I can now integrate sidechaining, dynamic EQs. So when I left off, I was looking at the bass. I was going to bring in these here. I exported the MIDI from the FL10 as there is a difference in the arpeggiator. Okay, so these two are the same, I remember. And then this one was up there somewhere. Looks like C3, which is 31. Let's give it a quick listen. Okay, right away things are falling apart because the maximizer is running. Let's turn it off. So I'm not sure if I just maybe want to sidechain the one bass drum. I'll do them individually, I guess. So what I want to do is bring in a couple channels here for side chaining as far as like a send goes, if I can ever figure out how to select. Why does it do that? There we go. Okay, I just want 2. And we'll push them into the mixer here. Just want one like this. Or is there space? Yeah, there's space. I'll just put them on their own channels. I'll be using the peak controller here. And that way they'll read out better. Things are more compact. Again, side chainer, peak controller. Again, one on each, all individual, as they're all different notes. Okay, so now that those are running, I do need 4. It's good that there's lots of space here, so let's get some more parametric EQs happening. And let's close everything because things are starting to get cluttered. I believe these first 2 are pretty much done, 78. So let's get those linked up. So in order for them to sidechain, I want to link peak here to the mix, and then it'll only cut when the bass drum is playing. Not record automation. Okay. Now let's get these numbers in. I believe it was 131, which is a C, right? C. Let's look. Key C 130.8. And then we'll open that up with a notch, and we'll link to this main controller here. That's slope. And this is width. Just get them all, make sure it's running. Different slope, not a lot of changes there. Nice and tight. And then the 4th one here, what is the note? Gotta move towards the verse, right? It's in the verse. It's super low at F sharp. This sweet spot, same. G sharp. Yeah, it says G sharp. Is it really G sharp though? Kind of looks more like an F sharp. What do you say? You say G sharp. Let's turn this off maybe. Sorta, it can come up for. Maybe that's what it was going on there. It was backwards. Sounds like it's not doing so good. Okay, I think that's the Maximus tapping out. Opposed to underruns. Yeah, that's Maximus tapping out. Okay. Why does it hold together sometimes? It also is louder than all the other ones. Listen to it together. It is louder. So let's bring it down a bit. I'm not sure why it's so loud now. I use this. Okay, so let's bring it down 1.5, I suppose. I think it's louder because it's a little weaker than the other ones. Yeah, it's better. That's not tapping out Maximus. Okay, just looking for the note. Let's go to the note again. All right, so now it looks like a G sharp, which is .52. That's like super low. All right, here, bass drum, baritone, baritone. Here. And of course, I can't remember what that number was. Key, G sharp. There's no way that it was 26. 50-ish? Yeah, 52. Okay, again, we'll notch that. Link up the slope and width. Okay, so that's running now. Let's get some side chaining happening. Okay, so this is coming from, this is already linked up, right? Then we want the other two. This is coming from 3. And this last one is coming from 4. Just take a quick peek at BandLab. There's people throwing up links, which I said not to do. All right, back in here. Let's give it a little more push. It's like it is coming in kind of weak. One thing that kind of irks me is that, say if I want to see this screen and then look at this. If I start modifying this, it'll jump back to this one. Doing it, so get more tension. Maybe not so much. Okay. That's good. Maybe bring down the decay a bit. No more. There we go. Generally just do that. Can I just drop those in? close everything. Go ahead and look at this. Nice. I know what it looks like coming out. Oh, those are super wide though. Let's fix that up a bit. Just make sure that it's running or responding. Slope, of course, the slopes don't look different. Oops. Not what I was looking for. They're still running. Let's grab this. Okay, so it's going to be a little more difficult. Actually, I got to move these into everywhere else now. We can avoid the hi-hat. We don't want to cut the bass drum by itself. It's just redundant. So, yes, let's start moving these into the other ones. It's going to pop it up there, eh? Let's get this in front. Put this in position 1. Of course, it's saving every 5 minutes. It's set to. Two and 3, 4. Two and 3, 4. Okay, so let's close everything. We've got to get everything all linked up again. So let's go with this one. Oops. Link controller. Accept. Just keep linking down. It's like 2 and 3 and 4. This way we can keep the bottom end of our instruments. Even if they are just partials, we still get our full range of instruments or a full range of spectrum, audio spectrum, opposed to, say, high passing our instruments to make room. I lost what else. High passing our instruments to make room for the other, the bass instruments. We can just leave them running, and then the bass instruments, when they play, will cut the other instruments. Bound up again, some more links. People don't know how to read the description. Okay, and we do actually have something saying something. JWP hard, BSG, FDH, MAH, MAS, except someone. That's a bunch of slang I never heard of. Okay, so those are running. Those are running. There's no roll-offs here, is there? I mean, it doesn't even look like there's any roll-offs. These are full-formed instruments coming through. See, they're like a little weaker now, eh? And I hope that makes all the improvement on the bass speakers, the bass response speakers, my monitors. If it doesn't, I'll check it. If it doesn't, then I'll just pull them out. Now on to the bass, which is going to be a little more difficult here. So let's bring in a MIDI track under miscellaneous, or is it MIDI? It's MIDI out, and we'll move that up to underneath my baritone here. And standard settings, and let's see if we can get this MIDI track in here. Production. Oops, silhouette. Read and triplet audio data just way into the deep inside the computer. MIDI data. Here we go. I think MIDI. And then we can just drag it in. Well, let me do that. Track 1, what channels to import? Import time signatures, realign events, blend with existing. Let's see what that does. Nothing. Just nothing. It's like, nah. Okay, let's try again. We'll just leave it default. Is there nothing there? Windows doesn't even have a default media player, file player. Let's try when media player here. I don't think it's going to play anything though. Well, there's something there, but it's not. Okay, so I got to go back to file 10 and wait for it to load again, pushing OK a million times. See, that should have worked. I don't know why it didn't work. In fact, this is supposed to be on its own. Maybe it dropped it in, but put it in channel 1. No. Let's put it on its own here. Pattern 21. See if we can get it to come in here. What the hell? Realign events. All tracks. MIDI out. Try MIDI out. Nothing. Okay, so where's FL10 here? Didn't I start it? I'm sure I started it. Okay, well, let's do it manually. Actually, it might have that OK screen I'm looking for here. Let's search through all my screens. No, I don't think it's... Maybe it did give me like the, oh, are you sure, or whatever, but I ignored it. Okay, so we'll just load manually. So this is the last track. And this time I'll do an FSC. Oh, but I can't, right? Because it's... Maybe that's why it didn't work, because of the arpeggiator. And I can't bake in FL10. Or burn to notes. And I can't burn to notes in FL20 because it's the wrong notes. Okay, so where is my OK screen here? It's loading, must be OK somewhere. There it is. Perhaps I did something wrong. Like, I mean, I did get 3 minutes of information, but there's just nothing there. Maybe I gotta pick an instrument. Okay, so let's go to the baritone here. And then we'll replace it. Actually, we'll insert, because I gotta make sure I get the arpeggiator, right? Maybe that's also something I missed, but it didn't give me any data, so let's match up the arpeggiator function, and then we click here like that. Back and forth. Okay, so up and down. It looks like I'll just copy the values if I can. Copy, paste, and again, copy, and paste. Then this is what, auto normal. Okay, and then output, let's go bass. This is like a baritone saxophone, right? Then port 1, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so that's right? Okay, so now I'm going to copy all this data here. Oh, because the patterns were off. That's probably what happened. If we look in the background, the patterns are off. So it did export all the data. It just didn't. Did I do that right? It just was muted. Okay, so it's all there now. Let's bring all this stuff online. Be nice to just be able to unmute them all at once. fact, I'm going to save this as MIDI. I wish I could just strip the board. FL Studio really does need tools like that where you can just strip the mixing board or load up a whole mixing board. Okay, so let's get in here and we'll replace this. Yes. And now at least I can check to make sure that the data's there and it should flow fast. AVI IFR high. What's happening AVI IFR? Use the not on screen chat. BandLab flags my chatbot as spam and then it spends my account. However, nowhere else does that. And I've actually turned down the frequency of my chat because some people are like, it is too chatty. When they're not chatty. Back in here, that's done. And we can now bring it in. Hopefully it'll work this time. Okay, and then I just want track 1. And go ahead. I don't need time signatures. Go. And of course, nothing. Let's just try all tracks then. Default settings. Okay, there we go. That's something now. Let's throw that on here. And take a quick look at it. All right. I mean, I could put in an instrument baritone or whatever, but yeah. But no. Okay. Do I want to, how you say, extend them, articulate, give it full like legato? But I don't think so because the baritone is only playing those instruments, right? So let's leave it at that. Now that the MIDI is in, let me throw this mixing EQ here now. Of course, it'll go on the last one, which is Patcher. Patcher. And this is under Ulean, MIDI EQ. And now it will likely be responding here. Let me get a cut happening. In fact, too, this is a different cut. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make its own control surface. We'll call this bass cut. So add knob default. Let's bring it up here. We'll call this bass slope. And another one. Knob default. This is bass width. Width. And AVI-FR must have dipped, which is fine. Let's go activate, and then we'll go link to controller. And this is bass slope or bass slope. And bass width. Activates. Link to controller. Bass width. Okay. And now it should respond. Of course, I had to go and close that window. Let's open it again. And I want, not that. I want my dashboard back, my control surface here. Look like this. Slope, skinny width. And this will likely move. Well, it's supposed to move. However, it's probably not in this right key, so let's go ahead and play. Okay. It definitely isn't in the right key. In order to fix that, we'll just not bump this down octave or two. Do that by going like that. Still too low. I think that's too high. Okay, so is that where the bass or the baritone is in fact playing? Look here. Looks like it's still too low. Let's go back here. So A sharp. 50. So that's too high. It's here. Got to notch it, or not notch it, Pick up some more. $71. $120. Yeah, looks right. Right enough. Okay, let's start moving that around here. I also have to sidechain. Rather, get a peak controller happening here. We'll move this up. And drop one here. Peak controller. And we'll put that here. So like it's always always got to check later, check the levels. It looks like they're playing the exact same notes, so they're probably just cutting each other, killing all the bass, which I don't want. I'll check that later. Oops. Okay, so let's right click here. Not there. Where is it? Yeah, here. Right click here. Link the controller and then baritone peak. Accept, play. Turn this up. Tension, decay down. Okay, so that's too much tension. A little less tension. Less volume. 150. Less decay. A little more, maybe 75. Still really tight. Fast decay, super fast decay. 45 then. Probably as good as we're gonna get it. No, it's still too loose. Gonna have to make it tight. And a little more tension. Right there. Wait, did I just cut itself? Yeah, I just cut itself. Okay, so let's get this moved over to the tenor. No, that's right. Not cutting itself. It's and this is actually supposed to be over here. Oh, it is over there. Okay. Here. But in fact, it is like not cutting itself, but it's, yeah, that's not supposed to be like that. Let's go ahead. Accept. Turn it up full blast. It's supposed to be here. All right. Let's kill this horn in a second here. Because, yeah, that's kind of overkill. Did I link those? I did link them. Okay. So I don't touch the snare drum. Hi-hats. There isn't a lot up there for hi-hats, and I don't want to cut into them. Not going to cut itself, and then we'll get these other instruments side chained. And I prefer this before or after the bass drum. Or this, yeah, the bass drum. We'll put them after the bass drum. And it should be already running. However, I do need to link these again. So we'll link, and then this is bass slope. This is bass width. All right, check it. Okay, so it is running. Is it responding to the control surface? It is. Okay, so that one's done. Then we bring in, oh, I got to delete the side chain here. This is baritone peak. Okay, and finally the last one here. I'll start with the link and just check the MIDI. Okay, so that's running. All right, so that pretty much is going to neuter the horns and their low end. However, when the bass or the bass drums aren't playing, it will give all the bass that's there in these two instruments. So let's give that a listen. I'm sure that's it. I feel like I'm missing something, but... sounds decent. Let's give it a check with the Maximus here. Or maybe not. There's some tools, macros, smart disable for all audio plugins, and then Maximus is on. Let's check out Insight before tonal balance control. So let's give it a run here. Okay, let's see if I can get some more buffer from anywhere. Nope, I got maximum buffer. The only other way I can get more buffer is to switch to ASIO. However, it's not possible whilst I'm streaming. There's just no other way to get more buffer. Maybe I can turn off Morphit's not even running. Tonal balance control. Try that. I don't know why that's running. Oh, why it doesn't want to turn off. Okay, so Insight's running. Got this Maximus here, which is supposed to be on. Not sure why it isn't. Try that again. No, there's just no getting any more buffer out of it. So I'm going to have to do the finishing touches off stream because there just isn't any more unless I bake the tracks, which I don't want to do. I do have these empties, but they're not running. So yeah, I guess that's the end of this stream. I'll see what I can do about getting some more buffer. Perhaps maybe I'll do the finishing stream with ASIO for all, and then I'll figure out how to get my audio out. Check out my website, jwpsite.com, for my social links, latest news and updates, and public offerings. If you'd like to help support what I do, check out my Patreon, JWP Patreon. That's with 2 P's. There's exclusive content there for making your own audio plugins and synth edit, or my GoFundMe, JWP Fund. If you're watching this on YouTube, a like, comment, and or subscribe are appreciated. Thanks for watching. Until next time.